Hi, this is Kamera again. We're on day number 280, Matthew chapter 13 through 14. We have 75 more days to the end of our read, guys. 75 more days to the end of the Bible. But get this, guys. Today, Jesus is telling a lot of parables. And we know that parables are just simple stories illustrating biblical, moral, spiritual lessons. That's all it is. But such good stories. I love the one with the farmer who goes out and he throws out these seeds in the field, and they're scattered all around, and some fall on good ground, thorny ground, and some fall on thorny ground. And it is explained that the stony ground is where you it's shallow there, little soil, lots of rocks, hard for that to grow. That's our heart. So the word of God is basically, the farmer is basically God. The seed is the word of God, and in which we receive it is our heart. For instance, a stony heart, shallow, not really rooted. Things may happen, get you discouraged, and you fall by the wayside. Then you have the thorny ground, cares of this. It grows. The word you receive the word, it grows, but then the cares of this world overtake you. The world becomes more valuable to you than the word of God. Then there's the good ground where you receive the word. It goes into good soil. The seeds go into good soil, and you receive the word, and you produce good fruit. So I've seen myself go through every last one of those in different times of my life. In the very beginning, very, very, very beginning, we just go to church just to be going. That was me in that stony area. And then there was a time when I started trying to get more serious, and then the cares of the world just took me away. And then there was a time when I got serious about wanting to know who God was, and that's when I started to produce fruits of righteousness. My cares of the world changed completely. My biggest care was just pleasing God. So I saw it and read the word and prayed and fasted and did a lot of stuff because I need to know that God is real for myself. I need to know. I can't serve somebody you don't know. So I was serious about me. It was serious to me. I needed to know that God was real. That was my whole purpose. And so I've been very fruitful because of that. And then it talks about the wheat and the weeds, how the farmer goes out and he plants this garden, and the weeds grow. But then while he's sleeping, then the enemy comes and plants weeds, or it could be tare among the wheat. And so that's what the kingdom of heaven is like that, where you have some good wheat growing alongside it, weeds. And so one of the farmhands says, do I need to pull the weed out? He says, no, you don't pull the weeds out, because if you do that, you're going to pull some of the wheat out. And so what happens is you're messing things up. So God says, let the wheat and the weed grow together, and he'll do the separating. So let the good and bad grow together, and he'll be the one that do the separating. Same thing with another thing he has said about the fishing net. When he cast the fishing net, Kingdom of Heaven is like a fishing net. He cast them out, and then sometimes you have the good fish and the bad fish. And so he lets us know that in the end days, that he is the one who's going to separate the good fish from the bad fish. And it talks about the mustard seed, how our faith is like the mustard seed. It's really small when it first starts, but as we nurture that and cultivate it, then it grows up to be a big tree. Our faith grows as we get to know God and trust him. Then he talks about the kingdom of heaven being like a hidden treasure. Hidden treasure, valuable. So valuable, we sell everything we can to get to that hidden treasure. That's what the kingdom of heaven is like. And then it talks about how Jesus was rejected in his own town. Oh my God, he was preaching the word. He's healing people, but then they started questioning who he. Oh, isn't that Jesus, who's a son of a carpenter? We know his mom and his brothers and his sisters. So his value was decreased because people knew that he came from a humble home, and he worked. Yeah, guys, we got to be careful how we judge people. And so word of God said he wasn't able to perform more miracles because people doubted him. Isn't that something? That's some seriousness. And that's true, though. People will receive you could be a true woman or man of God, and people won't receive you just because they know who you are and where you came from. So then you talk about John the Baptist, right? Yeah, John the Baptist, he was beheaded. And they spend more time telling you more about that. And then they talk about how Jesus went alone to the remote area when he heard what happened. And so a crowd followed him. They found out where he was, they followed him. And so it talks about how Jesus how he healed them and so forth, and how when it started to get late, the disciples wanted to send them home, the crowd home, because they're in a remote location. And so Jesus like, no, you feed them. And so we only have like 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. Jesus said, okay. So Jesus went ahead and told them to feed them, and he fed. It says that there were 5,000 men that were fed. In addition to that, women and children. So it's more than 5,000 was fed off those 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. And it said, the word of God also said that everybody had as much as they wanted. As much as they wanted. That's more than need. That's need plus a little bit more. So they had everything they wanted. And there was 12 baskets of bread left. Go figure. Miracle. And so, Jesus, after that, Jesus sent his disciples off in his boat and told them he would join them later. At nighttime, they look out, they see Jesus walking on the water. First, they thought he was a ghost. Then they thought it was Jesus. And so Peter was like, oh, can I come out there and walk on water with you? Jesus was like, yeah, come on. So as he's getting out of the water, he's walking on the water, his eyes on Jesus, right? But then he started to look around at these waves because the wind had started to grow and the waves started getting bigger. And guess what? Took his eyes off Jesus, worrying about what's around him, and he began to sink. Guys, there's a message there. Keep our eyes on Jesus. Don't look at the next person. Don't look at the trouble and trial. When you're going through something, put your eyes back on Jesus. And remember what the promises are. He'll take care of us. Keep our eyes on him. He'll give us perfect peace. I'm telling you. That's something I love. That I live by that. I keep my eyes on Jesus. I don't worry about the next person. I keep my eyes on him. I'm good. So there's a message there, guys. We have to ask God for understanding. And so Peter's like, oh, Jesus, help me. Jesus grabs him. They get in the boat. He's like, SMH. You of little faith. Why did you doubt? We have to ask ourselves, where's our faith? Why are we doubting? And so, there you have it. And so once they cross over the lake, people so excited to see Jesus, they start trying to get their healing on. They even begged to touch the hem of his robe. So Jesus was a busy man. Very busy. Eyes always on the kingdom. Had so much compassion for people. He was also rejected doing a lot of this. I mean, he went through some mess, guys. But there you have it, guys. Day number 280. Matthew chapter 13 and 14. You have a God-filled blessed day.